Hi everybody, Rick McEvoy here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, Photography Explained podcast, episode 33, What is Architectural Photography? Yes, it's taken to episode 33, to finally get on to the thing that I do and the thing that I write about most and do the most, because that is what I do. Okay, the introduction to the podcast goes like this. I'm your host Rick, and each week I will try to explain one photographic thing to you in plain English in less than 10 minutes without the irrelevant details. My aim is to explain things in just enough detail to help you and I with our photography and no more. Snappy, isn't it? And that doesn't sound very natural. I'm on episode 33, but I'm still reading it out and sound a little bit wooden, so work to do there. I'm trying to get my eyes looking at the right part of my phone, which is proving a challenge, but we've now got the microphone and the lighting sorted. If you don't know who I am, who am I? I'm a professionally qualified photographer based in... Why am I reading this off the page? I know this, I wrote it. I'm a professionally qualified photographer based in the south of England, and I specialise in architectural photography and construction photography. In the last episode of my Photography Explained podcast, quick plug here, check out the website photographyexplainedpodcast.com. Yep, I have my own website now and it's nearly done. We're getting there, which is good. When I say we, it's just me. So what is architectural photography? Now I'm going to read this bit out and the rest of it's going to be a good old ad-lib. This is my answer, my words, my opinion. My podcast, my YouTube channel, so I can do what I want. Architectural photography is the specialism of photographing buildings and structures. The building or structure is the main subject of the photo, and the photographs are used to show the subject in an aesthetically pleasing and technically correct way. Now, it took 3 takes on the podcast to get that right, so I've done that first time, so I'm quite happy with that. So, not going to go through the transcript of the podcast. What is architectural photography used for? Well, this is all based on my experiences, and in my experiences, architectural photography is used to record buildings which have been either built, refurbished, or need to be recorded for some reason or other. It's a very important part of the construction process, but it's the bit at the end. It's not the horrible bit in the middle. We'll come on to that next week. So that's what I think architectural photography is. And it's not just buildings, structures. I mean, if you took a photograph of a bridge, that's architectural photography. Number 2, see, bullet points. Why do I love architectural photography? I don't know, to be honest with you, I just do. I've worked in construction as a site person and professionally for more years than I'm going to admit to here. And I've been in photography for even longer. Makes sense to put the two things together. How many photographers do you know who are working, have got all this experience in both? I'll stop myself there because I'm going to spoil a future point. Who do I take photos for? My main clients are architects. Architects appreciate architecture. Obviously, they value their work, so they value having top quality photos of their work, which is great. That's why I love working for architects. I also do work for construction product suppliers and manufacturers, construction product photography. Yeah, I've photographed some strange things, and I've also photographed some of the biggest names on the planet, such as biggest names on the planet in the construction world. They don't get much bigger than Rockwool or Catnick or Dulux. They're 3 of the examples. I should put that on my website somewhere, shouldn't I? Dulux photographer. That sounds interesting, watching paint dry. Haha, see what I did there. Can you make a living from architectural photography? Sure you can. It's not easy. You need other sources of income, to be honest with you. But yes, you can. There'll always be buildings. There'll always be a need for photographs of buildings, so not a bad area to get into. Do you need specialist knowledge? No is the short answer, but if you have some, it helps. The more you know about a subject, the better equipped you are to photograph it. Do you need specialist gear? Yes and no. I use a Canon 6D and a Canon 17 to 40mm lens. Now that lot costs about £2,000, so To some people it is specialist, but to others in the photography world it's nowhere near specialist. It's just gear, and it's not too bad. So yes and no. And that's all I use, to be honest with you. I use very little gear. How do you process architectural photos? Realistically and technically correct, those are the important things. If someone looks at a photo and says, hey, great Photoshop work, you've missed the point. Colours got to be correct, verticals, vertical, horizontals, horizontal. Very important. You can do funky stuff later, but you've got to get the basics, you've got to get the fundamentals of a building absolutely bang on, or you've got nothing. How do I start as an architectural photographer? When I say how do I mean you as the viewer, reader or listener. Sorry, I'm in so many mediums these days that sometimes I forget who I'm talking about or who I am. Well, that's just a normal daily occurrence. Photograph buildings. The beauty of this is that there are buildings everywhere. Everyone lives in a building. Well, not everybody. There are some people who aren't fortunate to live in a building. I'm not going to go down that road, but it's a very sad state of affairs. But there are buildings everywhere, so you can practice photographing buildings. What is the number one way to improve your photography? Go out and take photos. Firm believer in that. So get out, practice. Do you need to be qualified? Do you need to be qualified? Do I need to be qualified? Well, I am qualified. I'm a chartered builder, MCIOB, a member of the Chartered Institute of Building. I'm also an associate of the British Institute of Professional Photography. Now, how many photographers can say that? Just me, I think. No, you don't have to be, but qualifications are a demonstration of a level of competence and professionalism, so I always advise that you get them. Number 10. This is never meant to be a sales pitch for my website, but I'm going to make an exception for this episode and the next one or maybe two. Do I need to be qualified? No, that was number 9. I've just done that, haven't I? Sorry, how stupid. Number 10, check out my website, rickmcevoyphotography.com. Yeah, check it out. You'll see loads of architectural photography work there and lots of information. There's a couple of pages. Work with me pages, there's a tile on the home page, but there's a link on there to a page called Construction Photographer, I do believe. And that's got links to lots and lots of related stuff. So once you get into that, the wormhole on my website, you could be around there for ages if you're interested in this, which I hope you are, because you're 8 minutes into the video. Just you, I think. Nobody else. It's just you and me. Right, 8 minutes, far too long. So, what am I going to talk about next on my podcast? Well, we went from the 20 most popular types of photography. I've gone straight into the one that I work in. So, let's stick on that, and I'm going to go for construction photography. Okay, so that's the next podcast episode, which I haven't recorded yet. I might do it now, I might do it later. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please subscribe to my blog. It's dead easy to do so from my website, rickmcevoyphotography.com. Finally, please subscribe to my podcast, Photography Explained Podcast. It's 10 minutes long, or 11, or 12 on a waffly day, and it's not bad, I have to say, even if I do say so myself. Right, I've got an awkward job now of having to end the video, and I don't know how to trim the end of them, so just bear with while I poke round the corner of the muffly thing on the end of my mic, and I'll say thanks for watching. See you on the next video. Here we go.